Review for SawX. Came out this year. Directed by Kevin Greer and starring Tobin Bell. So this is an interesting movie. I saw the trailer for it, and I was like, oh, wow, another Saw. It's a 10th Saw. I mean, is it technically the 11th if you count Spiral? I watched Spiral. I don't know, maybe I should go back and rewatch it, review it again. Review it. I didn't think much of Spiral. I mean, I didn't hate the movie, but it's lacking. It's lacking Tobin Bell, that's for sure. You know, Chris Rock, I like the guy. He's a funny guy. He's, funny actor. I don't think he's a good lead, though. Samuel Jackson's in it as his dad. That helps the movie a lot. I just don't think Chris Rock is a good lead, really. He's he's kind of like, a supporting actor. So didn't think much of it. Didn't hate it. I don't know. 6 out of 10, maybe 5.5, 6 out of 10. So I've never been massive into the Saw series. I mean, I like the first one. Even that though has its problems, and there's some weird bad acting in the first one. But it's a good movie. I remember seeing it I think I saw it in the theater. Good twist. I didn't guess the twist at the end. I knew Tobin Bell was in it, and I've liked Tobin Bell since I saw him on X-Files. He's on a great X-Files episode. Yeah, what's the name of it? It's really good. Brand X 2000. It's a great episode. I should maybe just review it. I should review a couple good X-Files episodes. Anyways, it's really good. It's about these cigarettes that they think are going to help lower the cancer rates, and I think they're maybe not as addictive too, but I think they're trying to make them less cancerous. And what ends up happening is they actually end up making these cigarettes that, let's just say, even are worse. But anyways, he's in it. He's amazing in it. That was probably my first exposure to Tobin Bell as an actor. But I remember instantly after watching it, I was like, who is that guy? That guy's awesome. It's like, he's so weird and creepy, but he's a good actor though. And so I didn't have much high hopes for Saw X. I was like, oh, another Saw movie. It has its base, it has its franchise, has its loyal fans. So, they'll go out and see it. They'll spend money. And can you really blame them to keep making movies if they keep making money? I mean, not really. So, I saw the trailer. I did a trailer reaction for it. I was like, okay, all right. 10th Saw, maybe 11th with Spiral, but very low expectations. And I gotta say, I actually really liked this movie. I was actually shocked. I was like, wow, this is a good movie. Because Tobin Bell is in it a lot. And that's my problem with a lot of the Saw movies, is he's just in it barely. And then they killed him off, and then it's he has it all planned out, and it's just his voice recordings, and it's like flashbacks, and it's kind of messy. I think he dies after in the third one or the fourth one. So after that, you just kind of like I think they kind of messed up, and I think they know they did, but so yeah, and even in 1 through 3, I mean, he's not in it that much, and he's in this a lot. I mean, he's the star. This is his movie, and I think it's smart to do. Because you know he's creepy. He is, but he's actually a good actor. Like he's a good dramatic actor that I wish was in more stuff. I mean, the guy's like 80. He's been around forever. He's a really great actor. You know, he's it's not just his voice. He can emote, and you know he is like a psycho that's killing people, but I don't know. I think you connect with him, and you feel for the guy. He's dying. He's you know he's trying to cure himself of his brain cancer. He said he's been doing it he's had it for years. He's in the hospital in the scene with this guy. This is in the very beginning, so this isn't a spoiler really. This guy, he doesn't kill this guy that's on the poster. He's the guy that works in the hospital. He's like cleaning the rooms, and he's about to steal this guy's like nice watch and a bunch of his cash. And he's about to do it, and then Tobin Bell's watching him, and then he turns around and he sees Tobin Bell, and he doesn't do it, and he walks out of the room like ashamed. And Tobin Bell says, "You made the right choice, my friend." So he leaves. So he doesn't kill that guy, and that's kind of interesting because I don't know if they've done that before. Because I mean, you know, to be fair, I mean, he is a psycho. He is a terrible person. I mean, you know, people are like, well, he doesn't actually kill them. It's like, yeah, he does. I mean, come on. Some of these traps is just there's no way. There's almost no way you're gonna survive it. And in this one, the same. But you know, it's almost like any other actor. I think it wouldn't work. I really do, but I think because it's Tobin Bell, you know, it works, and I like to see a movie that stars him, and you know, it's well shot, it's well directed. This guy Kevin Greer has done, so he did Saw 6. Did he do The Strangers? No, he was an editor on The Strangers. Saw 3D, Saw 6. I don't know. I don't even remember those. I've seen them. I don't remember them. But you know, I mean, he's directed a number of movies, so he's not. You know, he's been around. He edited Saw 2. He was an editor on the first Saw. Okay, so he knows what he's doing. But I think this is his best movie. That probably done a movie called Jezebel. Never seen it. He was an editor on The Strangers. I like that movie. So that's a pretty good movie. The sequel, not so much, but the first one's pretty good. But anyways, you know, decent director. I don't think he's amazing, but so you got a solid director. It's well shot. It's well edited. You let Tobin Bell work. The movie isn't in a rush. It's like an hour 50 or so, and I really liked it. So yeah, I was kind of surprised, honestly, that I enjoyed it so much. For a Saw movie, you know, it's not anything crazy deep, but you do feel for the guy, and really the people he goes after this time, you really hate. Like, you really hate these people because they are the scum of the earth, in my opinion. Like, you know, if you're, and this is all in the trailer, so this is not a spoiler, but if you know nothing, I guess mild spoilers now, but this is in the trailer, which I was kind of like, but it's a prequel, so he doesn't cure his cancer, so, you know, but the trailer gives it away. He's trying to save his life. He's doing anything he can. He's basically given, like, I don't know, a couple months to live, and this guy he knows who's like in a self-help group about people that are dying basically, and um it's like one of his friends that in the group that he actually talked to. He sees the guy getting a coffee. He's outside. He's at like outside getting a coffee too. You know, enjoying one of his last days, kind of. And he sees the guy. He's like, hey, how's it going? Because this guy was dying too of some cancer. The guy, before he looked bad. Now he looks better. He's energetic, and he says to him, "Oh, I feel great. I'm doing 1,000 times better." And he's like, "Well, what happened with the cancer?" And he says, "Oh, I tried this experimental procedure and surgery." And he shows him this massive scar on his belly, and he said it cured him. And Tobin Bell's interested, and he gives him the number for the place, and he calls it, and then he gets a call, and then I think he calls it, or he goes on their website, he emails them all his medical records. He gets a call back from oh man, I can Sinova Makodi Lund. She's been in some stuff I've seen her in. She almost looks like a model. She's Norwegian. Okay. Beautiful woman, but yeah, he gets a call back, and she looks at the medical records. She's a doctor. Her father's a doctor. She says they're doing this experimental procedure, but the main industry doesn't like it, and all this stuff, and it's experimental, and she's in Mexico doing it, and she says she can help him. So he's like, okay, so he goes down there like right away, and they do the procedure, or he thinks they do. And then there's a few weird things that occur, but he's really excited. He likes them. He hangs out with them a little bit for like the day before. He kind of connects with some of them. Like this girl Gabriella, and this little kid that's there that likes soccer, and he helps him fix his bike. So that was a nice scene. But that's why I like this movie too. There's scenes like that, like him kind of just walking around. There's this like little kid. He's playing soccer, but he has a bike, and the wheel's bent, and he's trying to fix it himself with a hammer. But he takes the bike, and he puts it like in a what was that, like a press, and he bends it, and he's kind of learning Spanish with the kid. Thought that was a really nice scene. And he does that. You get some good character stuff in this. And then they cure him, or he thinks they do, and she says like afterwards, take these painkillers and this serum for 7 days, or like 10 days after, twice a day, and then you should be okay. And they did a surgery. He thought they put him to sleep, and then he's Gabriella gave him like a bottle of tequila for good luck, she said. And then he went in to a local liquor store, and he bought like a gift card, and he bought the same bottle of tequila to give it back, to give her something, and like a gift card. And then he goes back to the place where the surgery was done, and it's empty. The door's open. It's like, kind of messed up. And he basically figures out that they scammed him. He already sent him basically all of the money he has left. And and he's angry about it. And he tracks him down and does his thing. basically. And Shawnee Smith shows up, who I like. You know, I like as an actress. Um, you know, she has a pretty good story too. All of that, all as well. Um, and she shows up to help him. And yeah, I just enjoyed the movie. I was actually pretty surprised. Um, so I definitely recommend it. Check it out. Even if you don't really like the Saw movies, I'd say check it out. It takes place between one and two, so you only really need to see the first one. Yeah, between Saw 1 and 2. So, um, but yeah, I mean, spoilers, and at one point, some of the traps are pretty crazy. Like, this guy has to cut into his own skull, and then he has to rip out part of his brain and then put it in this device to, I think it creates a circuit, and he doesn't make it. And then Gabriella, because she was part of this too, and Shawnee Smith doesn't want her to be to be hurt, but he's like, are you going to be able to do this when I'm gone? And she was part of this thing, so. And it's like they are. I mean, it's pretty scummy. You're stealing money from people that are about to die, and they think that you could save their life, and you're basically stealing like their last bits of money, and it's really scummy. So it's especially in this one. I mean, Tobin Bell's in it a lot. Like, the people that he goes after are pretty terrible, terrible people. But Gabriella actually survives her. But then Cecil Peterson, who's the main villain, basically, she gets the upper hand, actually, which is another different thing that I don't think has really happened. I don't know. I gotta rewatch them, but and you kind of think like, wow, did she actually get the upper hand on Jigsaw and Shawnee Smith? And because they kind of make a mistake, because this other guy that was sick, or they thought was sick, goes there and he's angry. He wants his money back. They tie him up. He has a gun, and he they let him loose because they think that he's not sick. He grabs the gun, points it at him, and is like, "Oh, I'm actually working for them." And I kind of suspected that. Like, I bet he's working for them, and he was. Um, so they get the upper hand, and then Jigsaw's tied to a machine with that kid, which is pretty brutal. Like, she's just pure evil, because like this kid is outside, he's playing soccer, just I think randomly, but I don't know. Maybe it's all part of Jigsaw's plan. Who knows? Um, and then Tobin Bell's like, no, don't bring him into this. He's innocent. And then she's like, exactly, like, and she's just a pure evil, psycho. And Gabriella even survived one of this. And then he's like, we need to get Gabriella to the hospital. And then she like doesn't even care. She breaks her neck. And then she's like, well, then I don't have to split the money with one less person. And she has like tons of money. She has like $8 million and just pure evil. But they put the kid and Tobin Bell in this machine, and they're almost being like poured blood down their throats. It's pretty brutal. But they end up getting out of it, because then they go and get the money. The lady, the doctor, and her boyfriend, they grab the bag, but it pulls a wire. The door shuts. The room's filling with like poisonous gas. There's only one way to survive, by putting your head through this hole, and then you can breathe. So they both like basically fight each other to the death, but she beats them. So they like instantly turn on each other, even though like a minute before he said like he was in love with her, that he would die for her. it just shows like it just how fake these people are, and you cannot trust them at all. And Tobin Bell even tells him like she will turn on you like in an instant, and she does. Yeah, and then they all die except for her, the doctor lady, because she survived the game. And I assume, and then they leave, and I assume that maybe there'll be a Saw 11, and maybe she'll be in it again. I don't know. That's what I would probably do. Do a Saw 11, just like this one, with a lot of Tobin Bell and Shawnee Smith, and that other detective guy shows up at the very end. Forget his name, but and then maybe the doctor is maybe still scamming people, so maybe Tobin Bell gets her again, and then puts her in the game through it again, and see if she survives or whatever. I don't know. That's probably what I would do. Just do Saw 11, maybe do it in a 2 years or something. I don't know. That's probably what I would do, but yeah, I liked it. I mean, make another one with more Tobin Bell and Shawnee Smith. That's what I say. So yeah, I actually liked this one. I was kind of surprised because I'm not a massive Saw fan, so because it had a story, it actually had a story, so in characters, and you learn more about Tobin Bell, and that's how you do it. So, but yeah, I think that's about it. Check it out. I enjoyed it, so I think it's pretty good. But yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed this review, like, comment, subscribe, and that's it.